I am Mary Magdalene, once a woman lost in darkness, but now a beacon of light through the grace and mercy of Jesus of Nazareth. My journey with him transformed my life in ways I could never have imagined. I witnessed his miracles, felt the power of his words, and stood by him through his ministry. But it was in the aftermath of his crucifixion that I witnessed the most extraordinary events that would forever change the world and solidify the foundation of our faith. Let me take you through those incredible moments, the 5 astonishing occurrences that happened after Jesus died. Number 1, the veil torn and the earth shook. The day Jesus died was a day unlike any other. As he hung on the cross, his body broken and bruised, the sky grew dark, and an eerie stillness fell over the land. As he took his final breath and uttered the words, "It is finished," a powerful force seemed to ripple through the world. The ground beneath us shook violently, an earthquake that split rocks and caused the earth to tremble. But the most astonishing event occurred inside the temple. The veil that separated the Holy of Holies from the rest of the temple was torn in two from top to bottom. And behold, the curtain of the temple was torn in two from top to bottom, and the earth shook, and the rocks were split. Matthew 27:51. This was no ordinary tear. It was a divine act, a sign that the old barriers between God and humanity had been removed. The Holy of Holies, once accessible only to the high priest, was now open to all. This act signified the fulfillment of the old covenant and the establishment of a new one, inviting all to seek a direct relationship with the divine. Number 2, the dead walked among us. As the earth settled from its violent shaking, another miraculous event unfolded. Graves were opened, and many holy people who had died were raised to life. These resurrected saints emerged from their tombs and walked into Jerusalem, appearing to many. The tombs also were opened, and many bodies of the saints who had fallen asleep were raised, and coming out of the tombs after his resurrection, they went into the holy city and appeared to many. Matthew 27:52-53. Imagine the shock, the fear, and the awe as these long-dead saints moved among us, bearing witness to the power and victory of Jesus over death. Their presence was a living testament to the truth of his resurrection and the promise of eternal life. This event was not only a profound demonstration of divine power, but also a clear message that death had been conquered and eternal life was now possible through Jesus Christ. Number 3, the centurion's confession. Among those witnessing these extraordinary events was a Roman centurion, a man hardened by countless executions. He had seen many die on the cross, but something about this day was different. As he stood at the foot of the cross, watching the sky darken, the earth shake, and the dead rise, something changed within him. His eyes, once filled with indifference, now reflected awe and conviction. When the centurion and those who were with him, keeping watch over Jesus, saw the earthquake and what took place, they were filled with awe and said, "Truly this was the Son of God." Matthew 27:54. This confession from a Gentile, a representative of the occupying force, was revolutionary. It was a foretelling of the spread of Jesus' message beyond the Jewish people to the very ends of the earth. The centurion's words were a powerful testament to the divinity of Jesus and the universal nature of his message of salvation. Number 4, the guarding of the tomb. After Jesus' body was laid in a tomb, a sense of unease settled over the authorities. They remembered his prophecy that he would rise on the third day. Fearing that his disciples might steal his body and claim he had risen, they took extreme measures. They sealed the tomb with a massive stone and stationed guards to watch over it. The next day, that is, after the day of preparation, the chief priests and the Pharisees gathered before Pilate and said, "Sir, we remember how that impostor said, while he was still alive, 'After 3 days I will rise.' Therefore order the tomb to be made secure until the third day, lest his disciples go and steal him away and tell the people, 'He has risen from the dead,' and the last fraud will be worse than the first." Pilate said to them, "You have a guard of soldiers. Go, make it as secure as you can." So they went and made the tomb secure by sealing the stone and setting a guard. Matthew 27:62-66. This was an unprecedented move, driven by fear and a desire to prevent any deception. But no human force could contain the power of the divine. The actions of the authorities, meant to suppress any resurrection claims, only served to highlight the miraculous nature of what was to come. They inadvertently set the stage for the most incredible event in history, making it all the more evident the impossible occurred. Number 5. The Resurrection and the Empty Tomb. 3 days later, in the early dawn, I made my way to the tomb, my heart heavy with grief and confusion. I carried spices to anoint Jesus' body, seeking some semblance of closure. As I approached the tomb, I noticed something amiss. The stone had been rolled away. Panic set in, my mind racing with thoughts of theft or desecration. But then I saw him, an angel of the Lord, his appearance like lightning, and his clothes as white as snow. He spoke to me, his voice calm and reassuring. "Do not be afraid, for I know that you are looking for Jesus, who was crucified. He is not here. He has risen, just as he said. Come and see the place where he lay. Then go quickly and tell his disciples, 'He has risen from the dead and is going ahead of you into Galilee. There you will see him.'" Matthew 28:5-7. In that moment, my fear and sorrow turned to overwhelming joy. The tomb was empty, not because of theft or deceit, but because Jesus had risen. Death was not the end. It was the beginning of new life, a new hope. The resurrection was the cornerstone of our faith, a testament to the power of God and the truth of Jesus' divinity. It was the ultimate victory over death, bringing the promise of eternal life to all who believe. These events are not mere stories from the past. They are the bedrock of our faith, the evidence of a power beyond our comprehension. They challenge us to believe, to hope, and to live in the light of the resurrection. Jesus' death and resurrection were not just historical events. They were the turning point for all humanity, a beacon of hope and redemption for every soul. Through these extraordinary occurrences, we are reminded of the profound impact of Jesus' sacrifice and the enduring power of his message of love, forgiveness, and eternal life.